इसको कैसे पीते हैं? इसको हटाना होता है और पी लूं? Starbucks for me, वाह। कोई कॉफी है? Good morning. I'm coming from Delhi winters.
Oh my God!
I'm not
freezing.
Yes, we flew yesterday. We're flying back in the evening.
1.5.
Yes, and I live in Vasant Kunj, in the middle of the jungle, next to Mr. Yechuri, and it is.
No, I'm happy you live near Mr. Yechuri, but I'm sorry about the cold.
Yes, it is very cold. Good morning. Welcome to the set.
Thank you.
Lovely sari.
Oh,
if I may.
Thank you. Every woman likes to be complimented. Actually, every human being likes.
Every human, yes, definitely.
Gender.
Definitely. ठीक है.
I'm loving it.
Okay. तो मेरा नाम संदेश है. चैनल का नाम Unfiltered by संदेश है. What I do is casual freewheeling chats with politicians, with actors, with people who matter. मतलब it'll be as casual as this. तो आपको अगर नहीं, it is rolling, it is all. और मैं 2 घंटे से पहले आपको उठने नहीं दूंगा.
हाँ चलो हो गया 11 बजे.
However bored or irritated you may
No,
get.
I don't get bored ever by nature.
Okay.
I never
We
get
shall
bored.
test it today.
Yeah, I take this challenge.
ठीक है, 5 मिनट चुप बैठना है हमें. Audio is fine? Everything fine? I can break it, you can't. Narendra Modi जिंदाबाद. नहीं. Her phone, we can. If Mr. Pawar calls, you can take it and you can put it on loudspeaker.
No, he knows. They'll call Pranjal. 2 घंटे आपके नाम है, जो आपकी मर्जी.
Got it. तो बताओ फिर बीजेपी की टॉप 5 खासियतें.
What are the 5 खासियत?
नहीं, वो मेरा जोक था, वो उस बाद में.
But I was willing to give that answer.
चलो आ जाओ.
What खासियत is about BJP?
हाँ.
They have this beautiful magic wand. आप कितने भी बुरे हो ना, वो आपको अच्छा बना सकते हैं.
ये तो कटाक्षी कर दिया आपने तो.
You asked me 5 good qualities.
Yeah.
So first is उनके पास एक बहुत बढ़िया वॉशिंग मशीन है जहाँ से आदमी धुल के इतना अच्छा हो जाता है.
बट क्या वो हर पार्टी में नहीं होता?
By nature, NCP very very rarely and very exceptional cases very. And let's go by data. हाँ, whatever मैं कहूँगी I say only by data. जो बीजेपी हमेशा करती है कि they are clean, they are perfect, they are hardworking, everything. So that entire game they play beautifully well. I remember minister in the cabinet saying कि हम लोग पता है सारे पेपर कैबिनेट के पढ़ के ही जाते. I mean, isn't it the obvious? अगर आप कैबिनेट मीटिंग में जा रहे हो तो पढ़ के ही जाना है. Any meeting you have to go पढ़ के ही.
बट ये किस मंत्री ने बोला आपको?
वो नाम नहीं.
ऐसे थोड़ी होता है.
नहीं ऐसे ही होता है. I'm not. You are unfiltered. I am only filtered.
अरे एक नाम तो ले ही सकते हो.
नहीं.
मतलब आप लोग obviously you have to work in that manner. आप लोग सारे elected representatives हो और हम सब ने आपको वोट दिया तो आप जाके काम कर रहे हो. पर आप ही लोगों के supporters जब एक दूसरे में वायलेंट हो जाते हैं या एक दूसरे मतलब रिश्ते टूट जाते हैं लोगों के, क्योंकि लोग एक पार्टीज को सपोर्ट नहीं करते हैं, अलग अलग आइडियोलॉजी में मानते हैं, तो आपको बहुत दुख नहीं लगता है?
बिल्कुल गलत है वो. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एनी वायलेंस इज बैड. एनी कोई भी वायलेंस, मतलब मैं आपको गाली दूं इज ऑल्सो बैड फॉर मी एंड आई कॉल दैट वायलेंस.
ऑफ कोर्स
आई डोंट हैव टू बीट यू अप टू कॉल दैट वायलेंस.
डू यू एवर वॉच बिग बॉस?
No.
It's a very violent show in that definition.
Yeah, no, I really feel violence against any human being. Gali is also violence in my words. So I think, or even if I'm rude to you, if I'm harsh on you, it is violence.
तो आप जब देखते हो ऐसी न्यूज़, especially in parliament, when you MPs discuss कि एक कांग्रेस में मानता था लड़का, लड़की बीजेपी मानती थी, इसलिए उनका 1 साल में डिवोर्स हो गया. So do you guys laugh at it? Are you like these naive people?
No, it's not. It's first of all, it is. I personally feel we all need to mature. गलती सबसे होती है और ये डिवोर्स का रीजन हम लोग नहीं है ना. ये भी हमारे पे रोल दोगे तो अभी हाथ हो गई है.
हाँ, लेकिन आप लोग जब न्यूज़ देखते होगे आप लोग हंसते होगे.
मैं जब आजकल टीवी देखती हूँ, टू द टाइम आई वाज वाचिंग टीवी व्हेन आई वाज ग्रोइंग अप, इट्स कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट. ऐसी चीज़ें होती नहीं थी समाज में. थोड़ा किसी का आगे पीछे हो गया, कोई रिक्शा ड्राइवर गिर गया, उसको थप्पड़ मार दिया. What is going on? I mean, something has happened to us as a society at large, and not just in India. I think, is it post-COVID? Or what? People are becoming more angry, people are more impatient. Now, I understand the anger. Anger can come out of anybody. Each one has a right to show their emotions. But I'm not sure it's right to show your emotions on other people, sometimes who you don't even know.
Absolutely.
Is it fair? No. I'm completely against any violence against it. कितना भी कर लो. There's a system that there is. You have to follow the system. You cannot be violent towards anything.
Which city do you think is angrier, Delhi or Mumbai?
It's hard to tell. I think you can't call cities angry. It's the people.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
of course.
society at large
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is angry. But it's happening everywhere. Why are we blaming only Delhi? And
No, we
you
shouldn't.
see
We
किसी
shouldn't.
गांव में भी अरे इस लड़के को पीटा. अरे क्यों पीटा
No,
भैया?
I was
उसने
just,
क्या
I
किया?
was just trying to throw a bouncer at you and you pulled it.
I had gone to Gujarat and I am not a great cricket fan.
Okay.
I mean, I like any sport like any, but I'm not like that. I'm not sporty by nature.
So you went to Gujarat once.
I went to Gujarat by default. सब जा रहे हो.
In what year?
Oh God, I can't even remember. He was the chief minister
समझ
of
गया,
Gujarat.
हाँ, मैं वही आ रहा था, हाँ.
And he was the CM and ऐसे almost बहते जाते हैं ना वैसे बहते सारे जा रहे थे तो चलती बस पे मैं सवार मैं भी चली गई. Everybody said अरे तुम क्रिकेट मत देखो तुम गप मारने के लिए चलो. I said this is going too far yeah. I said नहीं चलेंगे. So we all went to Gujarat, a lot of us friends, and it was a weekend match. And a friend of mine and me said चलो भाई स्टैंड में बैठ लेते सारा बहुत यहाँ AC चल रहा है और सब बड़े सीनियर लोग बैठे हम लोग स्टैंड में जाके बैठे. तो एक पुलिस
आप इस वक्त MP बन गए थे?
नहीं, I was an MP there. पूरा MP का टीम गया था. All MPs, wives,
अच्छा, all MPs वो
सारे गए थे मैच देखने गुजरात.
On our money?
Not on your money.
ठीक है.
Never on your money.
Got it.
Your money is sacrosanct. Your only money should go for education, infrastructure, which you will benefit from. We don't want to benefit from your money.
Why does it sound sarcastic?
No, it's not sarcastic because I appreciate where you're coming from. Because
Thank you.
No, I respect that because किसी और का 2 रुपया भी हो ना तो संभाल के बोझ समझ के ले लो.
तो आप MPs, in like a tempo traveler, you were going to Gujarat to watch a match.
We all bought Indigo tickets because we were a whole big gang.
ठीक है. आपको मैं बुलाऊंगा. आपको मैं ताई बुलाऊं या सुप्रिया बुलाऊं?
आपकी
मर्जी.
आपकी मर्जी. Whatever you feel.
Is it
like.
okay if I call you ताई?
That's up to you. Then if you want to make me look older, then you can call me Thai because then Thai means sister and actually older sister.
आपको क्या दिखना है? आपको younger दिखना है, older दिखना है, या आपको serious politician दिखना है, या आपको jovial दिखना है कि Instagram के बच्चे देखो?
I want to be normal. उसमें जो भी इसमें fit आता है.
ठीक है.
वो सारे आते हैं.
Normally I can call you ताई. हाँ तो
आपकी
ताई.
मर्जी. So we went and.
कौन था कुछ तो
अरे
detail.
बहुत सारे.
अरे बाबा एक दो detail तो बता दो.
राजीव शुक्ला जी थे.
वो तो बहुत easy answer हो गया.
राजीव प्रताप रूडी जी थे.
Was Rudy flying the plane?
No, that day he did.
Okay.
While going back he did.
He did?
Yeah, while going back he did. उसके बाद I think अनुराग ठाकुर जी भी थे उस मीटिंग में. He was in BCCI. And we came out and sat and said कि अबे थोड़ा अच्छा हवा खा ले मौसम देख ले क्या और thing is about. So one police came and hardcowed us and said
गुजरात पुलिस आप सारे MPs को.
No, how does he know ये MP है? इसे चलो इसे क्या हुआ? इसे नहीं CM साहब आ रहे. इसे CM साहब यहाँ थोड़ी बैठेंगे पीछे बैठेंगे सबके साथ. इसे नहीं CM साहब का जगह है यहाँ. ऐसे जब CM साहब आ जाएंगे हम लोग उठ जाएंगे प्रॉमिस. इसे पक्का I said आप सिर्फ इशारा कर दीजिए हम लोग दोनों उठ जाएंगे. पुलिस अच्छा था.
आपके साथ और कौन था?
No, I'm not telling
Come
you that.
on.
And then
अरे यार मैंने आपको ताई बुलाया अब हमारा
तो क्या
रिश्ता
हुआ?
है. Come on.
रिश्ते से पूरा नहीं रिश्ता हो तो ऑल फिल्टर करना पड़ेगा because I have to protect you.
रिश्तेदारी में आप फिल्टर करते हो?
हमेशा प्यार से because I have to protect you ना.
तो फिर रिश्ता कैंसिल. आप मुझे सच बताओ यार.
And that time that police had gone from there. तो हम लोग तो बैठे रहे. हमको क्या पता सच्ची हमको लगा ऐसे ही गोली दे रहा है कि you know कुछ नहीं CM थोड़ी यहाँ से आएंगे सारे VIP वहाँ बैठे हमारे साथ कौन आएगा इधर बैठे. And actually Modi ji arrived. And Modi ji recognized the person with me and he looked at me and he said Supriya. So I said Namaste sir. And you won't believe it, for the next half an hour, Arun ji was alive at that time. But of course, they were all inside discussing things, the matches were going on. And he came and sat with us for about half an hour. And I can't tell you what an interesting and delightful discussion I had with him. Because there's a lot to learn from him. He's a wonderful administrator. Clearly what he did and his passion for his work, his state, for the country. It was a very, very interesting dialogue at that time. And I remember everything that we chatted and we talked about schemes happening in our state, his state, my constituency. So we had a large, very general discussion, hasi, mazak, very nice. And of course, after that, Arunji came, then he had to leave. And then he went and then I never met him again. And the next thing happened was I met him in Delhi when he became the Prime Minister of India. और अभी 8 साल से, I mean, of course, whenever he passes, झुक के हम लोग नमस्ते करते हैं because he's the Prime Minister of India.
He responds to you?
He acknowledged. You acknowledge. You don't expect the Prime Minister to take. Look at us MPs and acknowledge us. It's
He's
not
also
important.
an MP at the end.
Yeah, but he's the Prime Minister of this country. उतना तो उनको हक बनता है. So even for us to demand is wrong. Because he's a busy man and he's the Prime Minister. And I do believe in a lot of protocols that we have to follow the protocols of respecting a Prime Minister or any elder person and the post. We have to respect.
ठीक बात है. Who betrayed your trust last time? Like, and name a politician.
Hi.
हाँ, कुछ ऐसा बताओ कि धोखा दे दिया उस व्यक्ति ने आपको.
मेरे बहुत सारे ऐसे. But larger context.
बहुत सारे हैं तो कुछ एक दो बताओ फिर आ जाओ.
I don't want to name him. But the story is very interesting.
बताओ.
He was in NCP for a very long time and so was his father. So we, of course, like family to us. And he came over and I called him and I said, listen, I hear you're planning to go. And he was honest to me. He said, हाँ मैं सोच रहा हूँ बीजेपी में जाने का but I have this problem and that problem. I said तुम ऐसे करो घर आ जाओ बात करें खुल दिल के and if I feel it's the right thing for you, please go. Because अगर तुम्हारा family problem होता हो तो please go. So he came and he sat in my house for 3 hours. So we went through the whole 3-hour discussion and he said मैं सोच के बताता हूँ. I said देखो मुझे नहीं लगता जाने की ज़रूरत है but if you think it's important I leave it up to you. I left that and he left. Life went on.
Around what time is this?
This was in 2018 or 19. 19 because we Mahavikas Agadi came in 19.
Yeah.
Then we came to Pawar in 2019. And I was very, very curious. I said he had told me these are the reasons. I must find out what these reasons are. So I called the concerned person and I asked him कि ये आपके मंत्रालय में ये चीज़ है. Can you please find out and tell me that is this case that critical or not? And after about 10 days, that a minister, who's my friend and colleague, called me and said, I can't share the details with you, but I'll tell you one thing, उस केस में कुछ दम नहीं, कुछ है नहीं उस केस में. And I felt so cheated, I can't tell you. Because I was stupid enough, it was my bad judgment, I'm not calling him, he was too smart and made a ullu out of me. And I was too naive to believe everything that
उनके खिलाफ एक केस था उन्होंने ऐसा बोला कि मेरे खिलाफ एक केस है और
उनके पिताजी और उनके खिलाफ एक केस है.
अगर मैं बीजेपी में नहीं गया तो मेरा केस ये लोग एक्टिव कर देंगे और मुझे जेल में डाल देंगे.
कुछ भी हो सकता है. So मुझे जाने दो. So I said absolutely. And आपके फादर की केस है. नाम से कोई नहीं. No इतना
2019 के आसपास है ना. तो फादर सन तो I think the internet will look and put it in the comment section.
That you can speculate to as much as you want. But that was a very painful outing for me. For me, people and relationships value much more than anything else.
आप motivational speaker भी हो गया on the side.
ऐसा लग रहा है?
बहुत लग रहा है.
Very good.
अच्छा लग रहा है.
I take it as a compliment.
You should.
I will take it as a compliment.
You definitely should.
No, I believe in that. Tell me honestly, if you had success or failure, don't you need people to share it with your loved ones?
Definitely.
To share it?
और
So
अगर वो नहीं होगा तो life का point ही क्या है?
For me, that's why people are far more important than anything else in the world. And again, maybe it's an only child syndrome. I love my cousins. I love my family. I love my friends. My whole life is around. I like to celebrate and cry my heart out to all my friends and all my family because I just feel that I'm blessed with many everywhere.
How often do you cry?
I used to cry a lot. Now, little hard. I've become hardened.
Was childbirth easier or tougher than you expected? If it's not too personal a question.
No, not at all. Nothing is personal. I'll tell you why. Because I like to speak about such things because unless we put it on the map and talk about it openly, and what is wrong? Millions of women get, it's the most natural thing to do.
Thank you for saying
and I'm very proud of being a mother. So I don't think anything is private in that sense that unless we talk things flexibly, you take out the hoo-ba-loo around it. You know, oh baapre, oh baapre. There's nothing oh baapre. Everything is normal.
Yes, तो अब बताओ, was childbirth easier or tougher than you expected?
You see, I'm little drama queen with pain.
Okay, ठीक है.
मेरे लिए pain is a very big thing. चीटी भी कहते हैं, like that I am. So for me, childbirth was a very painful thing for me. So I took the shortcut and I took an epidural injection.
Got it.
Which a lot of people told me, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Do it the conventional way. मेरे से हुआ नहीं. Both the times I took it.
अच्छा, both the times. And how's the experience like after the surgery? Like
I'll tell you, I took an epidural injection because I thought that I would have a normal delivery. But unfortunately, but I'm not one ki normally hona. These are things I can't control. It's science, boss. I can't control it. My choice is to have a normal delivery. But unfortunately, or fortunately, जैसे भी आप देखो, I can't judge it. and I'm nobody to judge it because I'm not qualified to judge it. I'm not a doctor, तो नहीं हूँ मैं.
सही बात है.
So
but आपकी
emotional journey, I can tell you that being pregnant was one of the most happiest 2 days of my life, and clearly that whole journey is lovely because everybody is nice to you. जो आता है अरे अरे pregnant वाह 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 वाह, you know, you're treated like a queen for 9 months, and the minute the baby is born you're dumped because the whole focus is the baby, which is also okay. No, मैंने ऐश कर लिए, you know. So it was nice because you're eating, you're all the time in a happy mood because there's something really to look forward to. And then clearly as a mother, I'll tell you this, and you can ask any mother this, the minute you have the child, the first thing you ask the doctor, is the baby normal? You don't ask the gender. It doesn't matter whether it's a girl or boy. As long as your child is healthy, then you sort of just forget about it. Because you're exhausted, it's sigh of relief. And then everybody takes over. Na pediatrician, nani, nana, husband, everybody takes over. Then your job is done. And you're exhausted.
But how is it emotionally?
Emotionally, it's the most beautiful feeling in the world. And I'll tell you a story which you will enjoy thoroughly since this is the conversation, and I've never told this to anybody. The first time I had the baby, it was a lot of fuss and drama. First child, so everything is new, dar ke, you know, happy, dar, all mixed emotions. So sab ho gaya, theek ho gaya. My daughter, then I was pregnant a second time. You know, my son came 3 weeks ahead.
Okay.
And my mother was very strict. Chalo, chalo, walk pe chalo. And I'm like, I don't
in
feel
the last trimester?
Yeah. She was strict all the way. Khud ka kaam, karo. Nobody is going to help you. So I told her, you do this. She said, I'm not doing it for you. Uto, karo, like that she was. While I was on the last day, I went for a walk and I came back and I told her my stomach's paining. She said, rubbish, your stomach is not paining. I'm like, my stomach is paining. So she's telling me, नहीं कुछ नहीं, तुम्हारा imagination. I said, imagination कैसे हो सकता है? मैं पहले कर चुकी हूँ ये. So she said, नहीं सो जाओ, कुछ नहीं है, खाना खा लो सो जाओ. So my husband, my parents have gone to sleep, my husband's gone to sleep, whole family's gone to sleep. मेरे पेट में तो दर्द हो रहा है. So you won't believe it, I slyly went out of my bedroom. My husband was karate maroing literally. I came out of the bedroom and I called my doctor on the sly and I said, you know, Dr. Ranjan, मेरे पेट में दर्द है. So he said, okay, bag packed है. I said, मैंने तो bag pack करके रखा था. You know, it's a tradition कि hospital के पहले most women pack their bags and keep. So there's no running around. So he said, तुम ऐसा करो, 1 घंटे के बाद मुझे phone. He was also showing mistrust in me. He said, what is your mother saying? I said, my mother saying, so jao. He said, okay, but let's wait for 1 more hour. If it's unbearable, I'll come. Then after 1 hour, I was pacing. My husband is fast asleep, oblivious to क्या हो रहा है, because nobody they think I'm imagining things. तो मैं चले जा रही हूँ. फिर 1 घंटे के बाद मैंने डॉक्टर को फोन किया. It's becoming unbearable. Then I woke up my husband. My husband said, it's imagining. I said, it's not, boss. और दुख रहा है. So then my husband took me to the hospital and my doctor's telling me, boss, you're having the baby, you dilated, माँ को phone करो. Then my husband's calling my mother कि अरे बच्चा हो रहा है, जल्दी आइए. I'm like, what kind of a family is this? So my mother said, अच्छा मुझे लगा ऐसे ही तुम्हारा psychosomatic है. I said, you know, it can't be psychosomatic. I had already started dilating, so मैं घर नहीं जा. अगर अस्पताल ये लोग नहीं सुनते ना मेरा, तो मैं घर पे ही बच्चा हो जाता. It was too funny.
Is this how you treated in your family generally?
Yeah. Always. So I was not, and very हल्के में ले रहे थे, कुछ नहीं. I said, कुछ नहीं है ना, मेरा पेट दुख रहा है यार. And how do you show evidence that पेट दुख रहा है? There is no evidence.
सही बात है. आप कोई मिमिक्री करते हो किसी की?
No.
1-2 की कर दो please.
What makes you think I do?
शाहरुख खान कर दो.
How would I know?
करो ना कुछ.
No, I. Shahrukh Khan, please, he's a superstar of India. Right now, I'm just envious how good he's looking in that movie. He and Deepika looking.
Abhorrent behavior they're doing.
They're looking fabulous. Vulgar, I think most people are jealous.
Vulgar and obnoxious.
Most people are jealous that Shahrukh Khan and.
Will you defend Narottam Mishra from your fraternity also when he says certain?
Not at all. I will not defend.
No, right?
But I'll pick up the phone and tell him कि भैया आपको क्या हो गया है. But you know, to be honest.
उनको phone करोगे वो तो.
No, I'm not calling him because I don't know him that much. But the problem is that why are we even discussing such things? You know, Arun Jaitley.
Because he's the Home Minister of the state.
Because Arun Jaitley ji used to say, आप दिखाना बंद कर दीजिए, लोग बोलना बंद करेंगे. Sometimes I think that Arun ji is right. It's actually even irrelevant, and it became so sad because a lot of other colleagues' videos started coming out, and I'm like, this is not why we are here for politics. I'm not defending either or. It's not nice. My colleagues, no, they were professionals, yaar. Why would you run them? They were doing their work at that time. What is wrong? And I'm not so moralistic about all these things. उनको ठीक लगा, तुमको अच्छा नहीं लगा, मत देखो. Simple.
तो जो आप लोग ये बोलते हो कि इंस्टीट्यूशंस पे अटैक वगैरह सब हो रहा है, आप लोग जब सरकार में आओगे, क्योंकि कभी ना कभी तो आओगे ही, ऐसा नहीं है कि कभी नहीं आओगे, तो
आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर, और वो भी बारामती की।
थैंक यू एंड सम पूरन पोई।
डन।
थैंक यू। तो जब आप लोग आओगे तो सरकार में रहने के लिए क्या ये सब नहीं करना पड़ता है? ऑपोजिशन में बोलना क्या ज़्यादा आसान नहीं होता है? व्हेन यू कम टू पावर, वुड मतलब क्या इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऐसे ही सरकार नहीं चलाएगी?
You know, I disagree with you
If you can answer very honestly,
I will.
please.
I've been very honest with you so far.
आपने पावर भी देखी है, अब
Yeah,
आप
yeah.
ऑपोजिशन भी
बहुत
देख रहे
ज़्यादा
हो,
साल।
और बीच में आपने विकास अघाड़ी का एक एक्सपेरिमेंट भी देखा है स्टेट में।
Yeah.
तो
No, I agree with you, but institutions must be protected by any government. हमारी भी सरकार थी, तब institutions थे ही ना. When were they spoiled? अब बताओ. And one more thing I tell
सीबीआई
you.
को केस पैरेड क्या पहले नहीं बोला गया? क्या प्रेस पहले क्या सरकार के प्रेशर में नहीं रहती थी?
कहाँ रहती थी आप बताओ मुझे. You think they didn't criticize us? दिल खोल के they used to criticize us and attack us. Who told them not to do it? बेचारे इतने डरते आजकल. People are scared in this country now, unfortunately, for whatever reasons. I'm not saying it's only BJP scaring them. There is a mahal because of which they are scared.
बट वो माहौल क्या है, जरा और अगर इलैबोरेट कर पाओ।
See, people are taking an over moralistic view in the center, and because of that over moralistic view, right and wrong, they have made it into almost black and white. If Modi ji really said that na khaunga na khane dunga, and he really did it all the way till the end, if he had the opportunity, I mean, the way I look at it, that when he said it, trust me, I was also influenced, and I said, na khaunga na khane dunga, if this man is really going to change the system of this country, it's a wonderful experiment to do. I'm not taking away from his intent at all. I'm sure he has very good intentions. But when then he took people into the party who had tags, who he may have not directly done it, but his colleagues have made allegations. Then you take them in your system. Then how na khaunga na khane dunga? He has so much power. India has put all its might and faith into him. He didn't need to take them. He could have had allegations, looked into, and created new leadership in that same place. For your power, for your party to get powerful, why are you compromising your values? Then na khaunga na khane dunga is not applicable.
आप जब भी अपने बीजेपी के दोस्तों को ऐसी बातें बोलते ही होगे आप, तो उनका क्या रिस्पॉन्स होता है?
They keep quiet because I have a lot of very good friends in BJP who we've been friends for years.
Of course.
And what is happening is they are the original BJP. I mean, even today, if you see data, I praise Sushma ji and Arun ji more than the BJP does. Because I genuinely saw Arun ji and Sushma ji perform in parliament. I learned from them every time. And today when I'm in the opposition, I'm like, oh my God, Sushma ji का वो भाषण था, was superb. This is what I want to say. Arun ji जो explain अच्छी तरह से parliament में करते थे, this is the way to speak in parliament. It was never personal. Never. Arun ji, Sushma ji, and both were leader of the houses. That's why I'm giving you those examples. Correct. There are hundreds of other examples I'll give you. And just, when UPA was in power, there were 3-4 rows of BJP. We used to look at them and say, "Sale, abhi ye bolega. Oh my God, abhi to band baja dega apni." Because they had so many good speakers. One better. See, we disagreed with them about their views, but there was no personal attack from our side or their side. Parliament was a very healthy, happy place to debate. Now, sometimes I feel that they go too far in getting personal. That's not what, and a lot of MPs are so sweet and they just get up and start shouting, and I'm like, facts to bolo yaar. Just because we don't attack you personally.
Who do you find most irritating in Parliament?
I'm very tolerant, so I find it very hard.
चलो ना, कोई एक तो होगा जो facts ही नहीं फेंकता होगा, जो ऐसे ही बस
नहीं, वो 303 में बहुत है ऐसे फेंकने वाले, ऐसे तो पूरा गैंग ही फेंकने वाला का।
बताओ ना।
नहीं, बहुत सारे फेंकते हैं।
नाम तो लो एक दो यार, कम ऑन। 1 घंटा हो गया, एक नाम नहीं लिया।
I'm just trying to think कौन वहाँ से ज़्यादा फेंकता है, मैं सोच रही हूँ।
बोलो।
वही मैं सोच रही हूँ, फेंकता कौन ज़्यादा?
Take your time.
I will take my time. I'll give you some names. Because फेंकते तो बहुत ज़्यादा है, 303 फेंकते हैं, तो ऐसा नहीं है। 303 means 303 MPs, so मैं उनको 303 बोलती हूँ। So 303 के सारे ही बहुत सारा फेंकते हैं, और the problem is that आजकल उनका स्टाइल भी कर रहे हैं, ये जो हो गया, I mean, उनको I have to tell them sometimes कि ये जो कॉन्फिडेंस कहाँ से आ रहा है, जिस स्कूल में तुम पढ़े ना, वो 60 साल में ही बना था. I have to remind them very nicely कि पढ़ना लिखना जो सीखा ना ये इसी 60 साल में सीखा है, तो 60 साल में क्या किया ये अभी बोरिंग होगा, कुछ नया लाइन यूज़ करो, दैट बिकम्स लाइक दैट।
ये अच्छी लाइन है आपकी।
नो बट इट्स अ फैक्ट नो।
हाँ बट अगर नाम भी बताओगे कुछ तो अच्छा रहेगा।
हाँ वही कोशिश करेंगे, वही मैं लाइन से सोच
Who do you hang out with in Delhi? अब ये बताओ, who's your favorite TV anchor? Who are your friends with in the media?
आई हैव
चिल तो करते होगे कभी किसी
बट
के
आई
साथ?
डोंट चिल विद यू नो आई हैव अ वेरी स्मॉल वर्ल्ड इन दिल्ली। मैं एयरपोर्ट से पार्लियामेंट और घर इतना ही घूमती हूँ।
एक बात बताओ, why are you giving interviews to irrelevant people like me now? What is the strategy now?
Who told you you're irrelevant?
I myself look into the mirror every day and think about how irrelevant I am.
Then you better come and do some sessions with me.
मुझे लग रहा है
आपका सेल्फ एस्टीम बढ़ाने की जिम्मेदारी आज से मैं लूंगी। And I don't think you have any low self esteem.
हाँ, नहीं I don't.
हाँ,
पर
तो ऐसी हंसी मजाक के लिए कह लो कुछ भी।
बट मैं यूट्यूबर हूँ ना, तो क्या मैं इन द फूड चेन आई एम द लोएस्ट।
That's remember in any food chain the lowest only matters. Rest is all fluff.
आपको मैं मैम बुला लूँ आज से।
See?
What is your favorite film?
My latest TV serial which I've enjoyed watching thoroughly has been Mirzapur. I just love, I told you, I love Kaleen.
ठीक बात है।
I love Kaleen bhaiya.
Have you met Pankaj Tripathi?
I've not met him, I've spoken to him like a wannabe.
है?
Yeah, like a wannabe.
क्या बोला फोन पे क्या बोला?
No,
आपने फोन किया?
Yeah, of course. I sent a message, Mr. Tripathi, what is a good time to talk to you? And my friend Mirzapur ki MP and me were sitting together. And we are like two little school girls calling
who did you
Pankaj
get the number
Tripathi.
from?
I got it from a common friend.
बताओ।
No,
नहीं ऐसे क्या है?
ऐसे थोड़ी
जब स्टॉकर वाली हरकतें हैं आपकी तो कुछ बताओ फिर।
स्टॉकर वाली नहीं है ये, दिस इज अ फैन मोमेंट। उसको स्टॉकर बोलोगे आप, फैन मोमेंट को स्टॉकर बोलोगे।
और डांटो अच्छा लग रहा है।
Me and Anupriya Patel, my friend from Mirzapur.
Yes.
Anupriya's
Apna dal.
family to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anupriya and me were sitting. We said, "Chalo, we'll message." And luckily he was sitting free. So he said, "Yes, I can talk now." So we
On
we
WhatsApp
called.
you messaged?
Yeah, and we called. So of course, no, he's not on WhatsApp.
Then?
He's on normal message.
अच्छा।
You can verify.
SMS'd him. I've interviewed him. I know that he's not on WhatsApp.
See, so you were checking whether I'm faking. See?
Oh, हमेशा
beat
check में
you.
रखना। I have to keep you in check. I'm the voter. You're my MP.
Yeah. You must keep me in
Yes.
check. I like the game. And I sent it to him, and then we spoke to him, and he said, "Oh my God, we're not that bad," and said, "Oh, we are your biggest fans," but we sort of put it as politely as we could, and said, "You know, you are just fabulous, and we all want a Kaleen bhaiya in our life, and you're just superb." And then he was so kind to say, "मैं तो बारामती हो चुका हूँ." I'm like, "Really? You've been to Baramati?" And I didn't even know. Then he said, मैं बारामती गया था, फल्टन गया था, सातारा गया था, blah blah blah.
He travels a lot.
And he said, मिलेंगे. So we said, yeah, just please, we are really very happy that you made time to talk to us. And अनुप्रिया से बात करवाई, मेरा मिर्ज़ापुर ये वो रख दिया. And that was our fan moment.
What is the one thing about your profession that people like me can never understand? About being...
The emotions that we go through.
Okay, elaborate.
In the sense when any politician, again I'm talking about my fraternity, that whenever anything is said about a politician or their conviction is challenged or been condescending about it, it's painful for us as a fraternity, because most of us are not like that. There are always bad people in every fraternity, so it's not only that we are the bad ones. And I think it's become a very easy thing for people ki it's a very soft target कि कोई अभी politician को गंदा ही दिखाओ, ये ही दिखाओ. That's very painful, and it's not only about me. Whenever anybody attacks anybody's family by nature, even if it's from the BJP, I will always defend the family, because I feel, there has to be a thin line, and I think we as a society are losing that line, and nobody thinks of what the family suffers. It's a professional.
You seem hurt by...
I do, of course I do, because
people say
because it's not only about me. Your children get hurt, your entire family behind who has nothing to do with this gets hurt. So it's not your fault. It's not their fault. They are just paying a price for being a part of your profession which you have chosen. It's not their choice. So it's sometimes unfair, and kids can be nasty to kids. I've seen a lot of times, a lot of other children, and they're doing it unknowingly because they are hearing it, reading it, seeing their parents talk about it, and then they take it out on kids. So it's very, very hard, and this is across the board for anybody's families. They go through a lot.
आपकी सबसे बड़ी खामी क्या है? What do you hate about yourself? Come on, let's do therapy for the next 20 minutes.
Impatience.
Why are you impatient with yourself? आप तो इतना sorted life जी रहे हो. Impatience किस बात की?
कोशिश कर रही हूँ ना. I'm on the journey. There is no destination. I'm on the journey of self-improvement. See how हल्के से you're taking my serious life.
अरे मैं क्या करूँ? कोई cunningness नहीं आपकी family में. Are you the Pawars यार? Come on.
So what? We are the हम साथ साथ है बरजातिया family.
आप लोगों को पिटवाते नहीं होगे क्या?
हाँ,
Come on
are you
यार, come on.
crazy?
कैसी बातें हो रही है?
Why will we पिटवाओ anybody? We love
क्योंकि पावर में
people.
रहने के लिए पिटवाना पड़ता है.
ये टीवी सीरियल कौन सी देख रहे हो? I better filter it from Unfiltered. I don't know what you're watching.
और पार्टियां क्या उनके पास कोई गुंडे नहीं होते? How do you
कौन
buy MLAs? You
पिटवाता
tell me,
है?
how do you buy MLAs?
You don't buy MLAs. Are you crazy? It's not a
No
commodity.
MLAs are bought?
No, कुछ चना ममरा नहीं है that you can buy
An
them.
MLA from Gujarat himself told me in an interview.
हाँ.
His name is Jignesh Mewani. He said he told me the amount that is offered to Congress MLAs.
Really?
Yeah.
So that this question, who offered him, you should ask them. We are not in that game.
क्या चल रहा है अभी? क्या कुछ बता दो, कुछ शिव सेना में चल के रहा है अभी?
अभी उनको ही पूछो, रोज तो टीवी पे चलता है.
क्या हो रहा है?
बहुत सारा राज्य कम चला रहे हैं और एंटरटेनमेंट ज्यादा कर रहे हैं.
पर मातोश्री में क्या चल रहा है?
बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है वहाँ.
उनको भी थोड़ा आइडेंटिटी क्राइसिस तो हुआ होगा.
कोई नहीं. अभी इसे होता है लाइफ में यार. यू टू फाइट इट एंड गो अहेड. नेता बनोगे तो कुछ तो कम ज्यादा होता है
ये तो
लाइफ में.
करना ही पड़ता है. सही बात है.
So it's part of the game.
How was it growing up in such a household?
Normal.
Normal. आपको क्या पता नॉर्मल क्या होता है? You were chief minister's daughter.
तो
normal
वो एरा बहुत अलग था. वर्षा का दरवाजा खुला पड़ा था. कोई भी अंदर आ सकता था, जा सकता था. We had no security and all this. बस से जाते थे, ट्रेन से. और if I went by car, my friend would have laughed at me. कोई दोस्ती नहीं रखता बॉम्बे में. ऐसे करोगे नाटक सब था.
ये ज़्यादा humble play कर रहे हो. इतना भी
humble नहीं पे. This is Bombay. करके देखो. बोलेंगे अच्छा ये बातें सब मिलके पीटेंगे तुमको.
तो you would have done it in Baramati then? ये यहाँ नहीं करते होगे, वहाँ करते
इसीलिए
होगे?
50 साल से है सर. बिकॉज सेवक है वहाँ.
Okay, got it. ठीक है.
You have to be, you can't, please understand, power is not about control. It's the most maligned thing. Everybody thinks power is a sense of entitlement. It's a tool. Please don't let that tool cover you.
This perception also comes from how it works in the Hindi heartland. Because क्योंकि मैंने देखा है यूपी की पॉलिटिक्स अभी भी ऐसे ही काम करती है. I don't mean to malign any state.
It's a tool to serve people. Do not use.
Ideally, sure.
It is. It's only a tool. What is it? And what is power? It's a very superficial thing. You may have all power in the world, but nobody likes you. क्या करोगे उस power का?
One question I have to ask you, and I don't mean to disrespect the party.
That's okay.
No, but I don't mean to.
That's okay, but I won't take it badly.
ठीक है. How is NCP ideologically different from INC?
देखो, एक माँ होती है, उसके 2 बच्चे होते हैं.
हाँ, होते
एक बड़ा बंगला में रहता है, दूसरा बच्चा को भाई बोलता है कि भैया तुम देख लो अगर तुम्हारा दूसरा घर है. एक ही माँ के 2 बच्चे हैं. तो फिर दूसरा भाई बोलता है चलो ठीक है तुम बंगला रखो, मैं मेरी लाइफ बना लूँगा. तो दूसरा जाता है, फ्लैट में रहता है और दोनों की अच्छी चल रही होगी. तो क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है? मिलते हैं, खाना खाते, रात को सोने सिर्फ अलग घर जाते हैं. व्हाट इज़ द प्रॉब्लम विद दैट? अगर फैमिलीज में हो सकता है तो पार्टीज में क्यों नहीं हो सकता?
ठीक बात है. What are you most passionate about?
I became a politician purely for one reason, which I even stand by today, is that I enjoy policy making. Because why did I fight parliament election? Because those are policies we make which actually impact pan-India. So you are part of a decision which impacts. You don't have to be a minister or the prime minister in that. Even if you are in that team, you are still impacting. Like we made a policy, I remember Sandeep Dixit, who's a very dear friend of mine. Sandeep and me were both MPs that time, and we worked very closely on a bill which gives farmers 4 times the value of their land. That decision, of course, is Manmohan Singh ji's, not our decision. So I had the opportunity to work on that bill. So today, जो किसान को से 5 रुपया में उसकी अगर you sell that land for 5 rupees, he is going to get 20-25 rupees today. So I was a part of, like a morsel, nothing, like an ant compared to that ocean that drove that bill. But I felt that we all worked together on that bill. We had debates, we argued, we agreed, we disagreed, and then that bill took form. So I feel great being a part of that.
Very well said.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
You should.
Seriously.
I mean it. I mean it.
I don't know what you mean and what you don't.
अरे यार, that's the beauty of being me.
Why not? It's interesting. I like complex people.
I'm very simple.
No, I'm sure you are, but you can be complex, not.
I act complex, yes. I act
No, you don't have to
complicated.
act. Maybe it can be your nature which makes you I like intrigued, it's interesting.
सारे वो जो 543 बैठते हैं वो सारे इतने इंटरेस्टेड हैं पॉलिसी में?
हर एक का कोर स्ट्रेंथ अलग होता है. Somebody may be good at work in his or her, somebody could be good at everything. How do we know?
सही बात है.
बट चुन के आते हैं. So
no, I'm telling you to analyze on average the members of Indian Parliament.
No, I'm not in a position to analyze for the reason that we are all equal there. वो भी 20-30 लाख लोग चुन के भेजते हैं. So we have to, it's unfair to judge it. Who am I to judge it? And who has given me the authority or the qualification to judge it?
किसी को जज नहीं कर पाओगे.
मैं तो करती नहीं हूँ.
What is the thing about rural governance that Delhi people like me don't understand at all? मतलब अगर आप 2-3 मिनट इसके बारे rural governance के बारे में
I don't think it's that different anymore.
Okay.
Because see, even Delhi as a constituency, if you see, it's like my friend Meenakshi Lekhi. Meenakshi's constituency is Delhi, but a lot of villages also come in her constituency.
Absolutely.
And you're bordering where you said Vasant Kunj, आगे जाओ तो आगे गाँव है. Now Gurgaon and all has changed Delhi, so you feel अरे नोएडा भी बदल गया, गुड़गांव भी बदल गया. But administrative bodies vary. And now because of television and mobile, there's such power in these things that a child sitting in Timbuktu, literally in India, would know what's happening in the world. Why only Delhi?
What's happening in panchayats or what?
Oh, of course, it's all connected now. For years, as a matter of fact, at least in Maharashtra, Mr. Jayant Patil was the rural development minister. This was before Devendra ji became. So I'm talking about 10 to 14. And all the panchayats were connected by internet and by land. Like your land today, if you have to go and get your papers, it's all online, most of it. Or the works that are done. Narendra is one of the finest programs which we are doing. This is again all online. Payments are now direct transfer. So there's constant evolution. Please understand one thing, governance is continuity. It's nothing a rabbit out of a hat that you've got it. So it's all continuity. So a lot of UPA programs are well implemented by Mr. Modi. So I compliment him for that, because जो अच्छा है वो अच्छे को अच्छा कहना ही चाहिए. There's nothing wrong in doing that. That doesn't mean I can't criticize him for his policies. So what happens is all this is continuity. So a lot of 5-6 flagship programs of the UPA are exceptionally well taken forward by the NDA. So but don't forget they originated from the UPA.
वो तो ठीक बात है. वो तो continuity है. तो
yes,
कुछ वो program अटल जी लाए थे, उससे पहले नरसिम्हा जी लाए थे.
Absolutely.
वो तो continuity चलती है. But would you say tech is very important? Like it is essential now for any kind of governance, especially rural government?
And as a matter of fact, everything is technology driven now. I mean, just think now, of course, I'm fighting with the government right now about it. What they are saying is that in an app, अगर आप किसान का नुकसान हो, तो आप फोटो निकाल के लोड कर दीजिए. Now, how will a kisan who has a 2,000 rupee phone and may not have internet, वो फोटो तो निकालेगा, लोड कैसे करेगा? इंटरनेट है ही नहीं वहाँ. So technology is very, very important for tracking. But you know, technology has two big challenges which I worry. A, it can be exceptionally intrusive and used against you. Not in a bad way. I'm saying this in a very good way, and can be misused. And data can be played around. So data, if you play it around for superficial things, I can understand कि Instagram के numbers बढ़ा दिया. It's irrelevant. यार किसी ने bots use किए, it's really irrelevant. It's not even important in the scheme of things how many followers you have. It doesn't matter to me unless of course you're going to a sponsor and looking for a film or something. Yes, it is important. But in the larger scheme of things, when you're talking a very serious discussion, you need all these things, because how do you take those people in the villages along with you at the same pace? Like there was roti, kapda or makan, or rasta, bijli, pani. Today, technology has become equally important. So if you want the India story to grow, technology has to be taken, and we have to take everybody along with that. For that, you need internet connection, pan-India. That's how you'll slowly include them. No?
You know, हमारी शहर livable है क्या अब, सुप्रिया जी?
No. I'm disappointed because we've run out of space
and resources.
Not only that, water, garbage management, and this is not about who is in power, who not. I take ownership. I mean, we also have to take, because we were a part of that system. So I think we are growing too fast, and we don't plan our cities.
But क्या होगा? शहर फटने वाले हैं क्या? क्या होगा क्या? मुझे ये बताओ जरा.
रास्ता कहाँ से लाए, बिजली कहाँ से लाए, पानी कहाँ से लाए? These are big urban challenges. Very big urban challenge.
कहाँ से सीखना है? आप लोग
No,
कहीं से
you
सीख
have
के
to
आ रहे हो?
get
क्या
you
कर
have
रहे
to
हो?
get experts in. You have to get experts in all the time.
Just fly to Scandinavia, learn, come back, implement. What are you
I
guys
wish it
doing?
was that easy. But
I'm sure it's
how
not that easy.
How do you rule out our population issue?
वो बात भी ठीक है.
Nobody talks about our population. See, some of us do practice
जरूरी
it,
है population पे बात
but
करनी.
we have to talk about it. Because land is becoming smaller, number of people, development. जहाँ किसान खेती करता था वहाँ तो बिल्डिंगें आ चुकी है अभी. So in lesser area you have to feed more mouths.
Correct. क्या लगता है realistically आपको 24 के बारे में? अभी शायद कहना ज़्यादा जल्दी होगा पर फिर
No, not at all. We are closing, but clearly it's going to be a close fight. हम भी पूरी ताकत से लड़ेंगे और वो भी लड़ेंगे. They are good at fighting.
They are best at fighting, I would say.
I won't say best because they are always in election mode. I don't know when they administer.
ये बात भी ठीक है.
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन
उन्होंने
कब
बंदे
करते
बिठा
हैं?
रखे हैं यार.
अरे बंदे हैं लेकिन बंदों को पूरा डिसीजन मेकिंग का अथॉरिटी तो देना चाहिए. किसके पास अथॉरिटी है टू टेक डिसीजंस?
अमित जी के पास है.
अमित जी के पास है. दैट आई
जी के
एग्री.
पास है.
पर वो भी इलेक्शन में बिजी रहते हैं.
नितिन जी के पास भी है शायद.
हाँ, नितिन जी तो बहुत, ही इज वन ऑफ आवर फाइनेस्ट मिनिस्टर्स इन द कंट्री.
मुझे पता क्या लगता है, एक चीज जो आप लोगों को करनी चाहिए.
बताओ.
द कांग्रेस लेड ऑपोजिशन, यू गाइस शुड अनाउंस दैट इवन इफ वी विन द इलेक्शन, Gadkari ji will remain the road transport minister.
How sweet. I will tell him this. This is the best compliment.
मुझे लगता है आप लोग ये कर दो, क्योंकि if I'm not wrong, you know George Bush का जो डिफेंस मिनिस्टर था, Obama continued with him and he didn't change him.
Okay, I'll ask Nitin ji if this is possible.
बहुत सही announcement हो जाएगी. Who's leading the opposition in 24? Who's leading the charge? Too many takers right now.
We'll all see. No, Congress also has to talk to all of us. जब बात होगी तब क्या होगा?
आप तो कांग्रेस की लीडरशिप में चल रहे हो.
कांग्रेस है, तृणमूल कांग्रेस
है. पर उधर से ममता जी हैं, उधर से अरविंद जी हैं, जो कि राहुल गांधी की लीडरशिप में नहीं आएंगे. प्रैक्टिकली
बात करेंगे तो पता चलेगा ना. जब बात होगी तब पता चलेगा. अभी तो 1.5 साल है. बात होगी तो आज नहीं तो कल.
शुरुआत तो हो गई है.
धीरे धीरे तो डिस्कशन तो हमेशा रहते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि इलेक्शन है इसलिए सोचने की जरूरत है. देश का भी सोचना पड़ता है ना कभी. सारा तो थोड़ी इलेक्शन का सेल्फिश कि ओ ओनली इट्स अबाउट इलेक्शन. नो, यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट द कंट्री, यू हैव टू थिंक ऑफ अदर थिंग्स ऑल द टाइम. यू हैव टू एंगेज ऑल द टाइम. और जिस एरिया में आप रहते हैं ना, सीताराम येचुरी जी के पास, वो तो सबसे एक्टिव रहते हैं इसमें. He is the most active person to take even this president's election and vice presidents. This is what I like about him and the communists. I'll tell you, I may have made strong differences with them, but they take such wonderful ownership.
क्या हर सवाल को क्या घुमा के अपने कंफर्ट जोन में ले आते हो? हाँ बोलो आप. अरे बोलो.
See, like Yechuri ji, he was not going to become president or vice president. He was not an MP. He had nothing to gain from it, but he comfortably sat and drove everybody because he used to organize meetings and every meeting used to be in Mr. Pawar's house at 6 Janpat. And I'm his biggest fan, by the way. I love Sitaram Yechuri.
अच्छा आदमी है. Except for his smoking habit, he smokes too much. Anyway, you go on. Yeah.
We have a lot of fights over that.
Yes.
And
Have you ever smoked?
No.
Never?
I'm anti-tobacco.
Got it. Now you are. You might have.
Completely against tobacco and drugs. It's a no means I have zero tolerance for it. No discussion on this topic.
ठीक है, ये चोरी जी पे आओ.
The way I saw him operate all those days, you know, he was working for a cause, because all that he was trying to say is, I agree we are going to lose, but we have to fight even if we are going to lose. The numbers were not in our favor, but he identified, he convinced people, he initiated every meeting. Who does this when you're losing a fight? But the way he did it, and he was fighting till the last minute. This is how you should be. I mean, how many people can be so committed to a cause? That's really the learning. When you have nothing to gain. He was not going to be an MP. He was getting nothing out of it. But he still did it. That is real leadership.
Do you use a credit card?
Of course, I only use a credit card.
Oh, no debit card? क्यों ऐसा? Why this decision? थोड़ा बताओ ना.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. दैट स्टेट बैंक का कार्ड है, वो चलता है सब जगह, तो एक है, यूज करो.
सही है, आपके लिए कन्वीनियंट है. नहीं, you've obviously chosen credit card over a debit card. That's a personal choice you've made.
No, these are not choices. These are still choices my husband makes for me and gives it to me, and I happily use it. I don't apply my mind.
उनका क्या profession है?
Siddhanand has he's had 2 businesses. One is a software business which is Pune based, and he has a business of cold storages.
Okay. उनको आप क्या बुलाते हो?
Siddhanand.
अरे कुछ nickname तो होगा.
No.
Come on.
No, it's. I mean, I'm married for 30 years.
तो क्या?
It's not some.
Has the romance
sweet
gone
love.
away? Obviously not.
Yeah, it's not like I was 18 or 22. Get a life.
Come on, yaar. You also get some romance into your life.
We're not. We'll watch it together, watching Gone with the Wind. That's where our romance
अरे यार,
stands.
क्या बात
Because we
कर रहे
both enjoy watching that movie.
हो? Why is Gautam Adani giving so many interviews now?
You'll have to ask him.
अरे यार कुछ आप you're a connected person कुछ तो बताओ.
How would I know why he's giving it such interviews?
अचानक से interviews दे रहे हैं वो ऐसा
So
क्यों
you
कर रहे
should
हैं?
welcome it. अच्छी बात है.
I
एक आदमी
welcome
बोले
it.
जा रहा है.
If he gives it to me, I will
You can
welcome
try.
it.
Send him an email. कोशिश करने वाले की हार नहीं होती. Try करो.
लहरों से डर के नौका वंडरफुल यार. बाबूजी की याद दिला दी.
See?
अमिताभ जी. Favorite Manmohan Desai film?
Amar Akbar Anthony.
Who's your favorite? Amar Akbar or Anthony? Let's be communal.
This is not communal at all.
What is a
No.
bigger deal breaker for you if someone is financially corrupt or if someone is communal? What is a bigger deal breaker for you?
Both. There's not either or. There are some things which are not acceptable.
If someone is completely secular but 100 रुपए खाता है वो रोज, वो तो चल जाएगा.
नहीं ऐसा थोड़ी है. What is wrong is wrong. जो गलत है वो गलत है. There's no either or. कि तुम drugs करो या smoking करो, which is worse. Both are bad. And I think Vinod Khanna looks just wow in that movie.
Boy, do you have any memories of when Osho was becoming Osho? When he was becoming famous?
Yeah. Because it was all in Pune.
हाँ, तो बताओ कुछ इस phenomenon के बारे में.
No, it's just something.
See,
I find it.
I'm a kid born in '93, so I don't know much about what was happening. I have it from my parents and about.
Osho was like, in Pune, I used to walk around, people used to walk around with this, and we were like young kids getting intimidated by it. I was intimidated by those, because we were told that no, this is not okay, ये कुछ और ही चीज़ है. So we grew up in a society where Osho was, or all those people who came from abroad, it was like a new invasion. Nobody really knew what was happening over there.
Yeah, okay.
So it was actually an invasion for a sleepy town called Pune, which is so cultured. It's like all education hub. People retired there, and these foreigners were suddenly seen from somewhere. These beautiful women and these handsome men coming with these robes and long hair, and I mean it was like this whole lifestyle about private planes and charters and car fleets. Who had seen all this in India before? I'm sure you must have seen it.
Of course, I've seen the documentary.
That documentary.
Yeah, I've seen
which
the
we've all loved seeing, and then all curious, who is Sheila?
Yeah, no, but I wasn't a big fan of the documentary series that they made.
Oh.
I thought they made a very criminal thriller type of a thing on a person who's more complex than that.
Oh yeah, clearly.
क्योंकि ओशो की spirituality और उसके thought के बारे में उस show में कुछ बात नहीं है. It's only about the criminal conspiracy. It's a very American take on Osho.
No, but his what he's written, his speeches. I have a lot of youngsters also today I know who go to Osho, and they just love the way he talked, the way his writings are. He has a huge following even today, interestingly.
He
And
does,
not
he
Pune
does.
based. I see that globally, even when you go abroad, people do ask questions about it.
No, I have friends. I also read stuff.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you so much. आपने
My
इतना time
pleasure.
निकाला. एक बार अब हाँ चश्मा पहन के वो कैमरा है, उस कैमरा में ऑनेस्टली बता दो आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था. Do you remember my name?
Not sure.
Samdish.
What does it mean?
हर दिशा में समान.
Oh wow. Samdish.
हर दिशा में समान.
That
तो
I
अब
like
आपको बोलना
that.
समदीश बेस्ट है ऐसा कुछ बोलो ना.
Samdish is like a bundle of high energy and happiness. So stay happy and stay blessed, Samdish. You're
Thank you
good.
so much. Thank you so much. अब बस एक चीज बताओ. Who should be the next politician I get irritated by? Who should I interview next?
You're
You
not
recommend it.
irritating at
नहीं,
all.
तो नहीं, I will be irritated by that person.
Who would-
चलो छोड़ो ना शब्दावली में नहीं जाते. Who should I interview next? I won't take your
who will
recommendation.
be impatient with you
Yeah.
after a point?
Yeah.
For 2 hours if you'll fry his head?
Yeah.
My brother. 2 hours you can't eat my brother's head.
He will give me.
He'll give you lovely answers.
give
He'll
me
give
an
you the
interview?
answer.
He will give me an
I will
interview?
ask him. I'll ask him. 2 hours
If
he'll
you
give you.
recommend, अगर आप
I'll do it.
एक
I'll do
सिफारिश
it.
की चिट्ठी भेज दोगे ना.
Shiva, no, I will speak to my brother. I'm not going to send him chitti.
If you're friends with Mr. Raj Thackeray also, I would like.
Yeah, I'll ask
and
him.
If Uddhav and Aditya ji also.
I don't know if Uddhav ji will, Aditya will 100%.
हाँ, आदित्य को मैंने बहुत ट्राई किया है. He
क्यों?
said I don't want to give a fun interview. I want to
Why?
project
But
myself.
this is not fun. He can say what he wants. I've said what
This is
the
not
truth.
fun. You said.
Yeah, I mean, I was normal, yeah. This is how I am.
हाँ, तो उनको बताना. आदित्य को तो मैं. Come on.
I'll ask Aditya because I was just my normal self.
Correct.
I would talk like this on NDTV or you. This is
सही
me.
बात है. Thank you so much. On
Thank
that
you
note.
so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Supriya ji.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for being so
much.
sportive.
Pleasure meeting. No, I was hardly sporting.
You were sporting.
No, yeah.
You were fun. उसमें क्या है? अब इतना ही आपकी पर्सनालिटी में उतना ही आएगा.
Thank you very much. That was a.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Can I take a picture with the entire team and
You
run?
can, but we also need a picture with just the two of us for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thumbnail.
yeah. Sure.
मैं होप कर रहा हूँ कि जितना मुझे सुप्रिया ताई के साथ शूट करने में मजा आया, उतना ही मजा आपको इस वीडियो को देखने में आया होगा. तो अगर आया होगा तो भाई लाइक भी करना है, शेयर भी करना है, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब भी करना है. अब तो 3 चैनल है अपने, तीनों को सब्सक्राइब करिए. लेकिन जरूरी बात एक आपसे करनी थी, जैसे सुप्रिया जी और मैं टेक्नोलॉजी की इंपॉर्टेंस गवर्नेंस में कितनी है उसके बारे में बात कर रहे थे, वैसे ही भाई इट इज एवरीवन नोज कि इंडिया का आईटी सेक्टर और टेक सेक्टर बूमिंग है. तो आप में से जितने लोग इस सेक्टर में अपना करियर बनाने की जद्दोजहद में निकल पड़े हैं, उनके लिए एक ऑनलाइन टॉप की एकेडमी है जिसका नाम है scalar.com. scalar.com पे आपको क्या मिलता है? डेटा साइंस और सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट में पर्सनलाइज्ड मेंटरशिप बाय टॉप टेक प्रोफेशनल्स ऑफ टॉप टेक कंपनीज. तो भाई अगर आप कॉलेज से निकलते ही जॉब रेडी हो जाना चाहते हैं, इंडस्ट्री रेडी हो जाना चाहते हैं, अपने ड्रीम जॉब में अपना परफेक्ट सब पैकेज पा लेना चाहते हैं, तो हमारी डिस्क्रिप्शन में scalar.com की वेबसाइट, जो कि scalar.com ही है ऑब्वियसली, हमारी डिस्क्रिप्शन में उसका लिंक है. क्लिक करिए, रजिस्टर करिए, उनकी फ्री लाइव क्लास लीजिए और भी देखिए क्या क्या बढ़िया बढ़िया चीजें वहां दे रखी हैं सिर्फ आपके लिए. इसके अलावा सब्सक्राइब करते रहिए.